I tell you one way to it can be a spiritual practice or a ritual. It's because images of suffering come pouring into our homes every night on the news. The Ebola crisis, for example, right now. And we sometimes just want to block it out, you know, that we get compassion fatigue, not another earthquake or not another shooting incident. And encase ourselves in a sort of carapace of heartlessness to protect ourselves. There's a Buddhist story of when the Buddha was a baby, his father brought in priests to tell the child's fortune, and they predicted that he'd see 4 distressing things that would make him leave home and become a monk. And so the Buddha's father incarcerated him in a sort of pleasure palace and put guards all around the grounds to keep any distressing sight at bay. And the gods finally take a hand and say, this is rubbish. And when the boy is 29, they send in 4 gods disguised as a sick man, a corpse, an old man, and a monk. And the Buddha is so shattered that he leaves home that night and to find a cure for the suffering of the world. Now, we sometimes, I feel, in our privileged Western countries are in that pleasure park. And Buddhism is a very psychological religion, though the image of the guards all around the grounds is a wonderful image of the mind, or a nation, if you like, in denial. But it's stupid, because suffering always breaks in. And let it break in and watch the evening news. And let one image, one particular image, perhaps it's a mother with a child that's dying in her arms, or just a hopeless face of a refugee, and bring it to mind as a meditative practice from time to time in your day. Let it disturb you, because compassion should make you profoundly uncomfortable. Not one of you can be a believer, said the Prophet Muhammad, if he can sleep when he knows that somebody is hungry. And I think, especially with our privilege, I can't tell you, as I get older, how privileged my life has been. And therefore we have a responsibility. And we should let ourselves be disturbed by people who don't have that privilege, and then make that disturbance, make ourselves go out in whatever sphere of life we find ourselves, whether we're lawyers or teachers or media people, to try to increase the sum of human knowledge and understanding of other cultures and history, as the lady was saying up there, that to create an awareness in any sphere of life that we find ourselves, to make the world a better place in that way, but especially in teaching your children to be acutely sensitive to the pain that we're seeing all around the world.